webinar with Mandy. She built a community of women all across Canada that reaches 500,000 women a month. One of her Instagram feeds was voted best Instagram feed by Best of Calgary, and most people would not know that she's afraid of swimming with fish, and she's almost got her black belt in karate, which is pretty cool. Welcome, Mandy.
Thanks for having me. You make me sound really badass, but I haven't practiced karate, for the record, in over a decade. So
well, don't mess with you.
Don't mess with me. And my cheetah shirt, right? So
yeah.
That's why I wore my shirt today, to just really like showcase my brand.
We were actually talking about fish this morning. You would have loved our question of the day for the team. It was, would you rather be have a fight with a giant snake or a piranha?
Oh my God. That is my nightmare. I'm terrified of snakes also. So I would say piranha. Like, it has to be the piranha.
Even though you hate fish. Okay, well, I said snake because you know why? Because I'm like, I can barely swim. So if I'm gonna have to fight somebody in the water, like, at least I can run away from the snake. I don't know.
That's so funny. Okay, well, that's a good icebreaker, but that's a hard question.
The guys are always picking hard questions for us to answer.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for having me. It's so great that you're bringing the community together in this way during this time. And just shout out to you, Daphne, for showing up for the community of entrepreneurs and women entrepreneurs. And it's so important we come together at this time. So yeah, just appreciate you having me.
Thank you. I'm super excited to have you. So tell us, I was at your one of your sessions this morning. You talk about mindset every morning, and it was super fun. You guys are all in cheetah print.
Yeah, right? It's Cheetah Wednesdays. It's Cheetah Wednesdays.
Okay, so, every Wednesday, this is how we should dress up. Is that right?
So let me tell you a little bit about the cheetah and where it comes from. We have a book club as part of the ACE member community. And this month we're reading Untamed by Glennon Doyle. I don't know if anyone on the call has read this book. It is a game-changing book that every woman needs to read. It's like a rite of passage. It talks about just liberating women from themselves. And she talks about the cheetah in this book, and that women are all cheetahs. And my girlfriend Kate and I, we've been friends for many decades. And these were the shirts that we wore on my bachelorette party. And she has a nutrition company based out of Vancouver called Aura. And so now we're doing Wellness Wednesdays that are Cheetah Wednesdays. And she's joining me on Wednesday mornings, and we're going to wear our cheetah shirts every Wednesday. And Wednesday is just officially Cheetah Day for the indefinite future.
I love it.
So this is my power shirt. I would encourage you all to check out the book. But yeah, mindset. I mean, we've been doing these morning mindsets now on the ACE Class Live Instagram feed every weekday morning at 8:30 a.m. And when Kayla's on this call also wearing cheetah, and when Kayla and I sat down at, the beginning of this pandemic, and we're like, how do we show up for our community? That's what we do. We exist to support women, right? And so when we go from this being this events company that is about creating connection and community in real life, we were really challenged to rise to the occasion and say, well, how can we show up differently, and what can we do? And right now, mindset is so important. It's so important because it might be one of the only things that we actually can control during this time, right? So there's so much power there. And I think when we committed to this, no one knows what the indefinite future looks like or how long, but it's, it takes 21 days to make a habit. And here we are, we've shown up for 23 days. And I can tell you that there's a lot of power in community that is showing up on our Instagram every morning for these morning mindset lives. And that's what the message I wanted to communicate today and to share today is, with so much out of our control, literally everything. And I just want to acknowledge like everyone that's on this call or that might be listening to this later, like we're faced with obstacles we've never had to face before. And things are happening faster than we've ever had to move before. And there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear associated with the unknown and not knowing. And so we must take control of the things we can control so that we can build this muscle like, hey, we can do the hard things, and all of us can do the hard things. We are resilient humans. We can get through these times that are unprecedented. Of course, you know, the word of 2020 is unprecedented. We can get through these things, but it starts with little things, right? And so when we feel out of control, we can come back to what can we control? And sometimes that's as simple as like, I can go for a walk. I can move my body. I can drink water. I can, I can call a friend. I can FaceTime. I can read. I can connect. I can lay down. I can just breathe. Sometimes just coming back to our breathing can be the most powerful thing when everything feels out of control. And so I really didn't want to create like a slide deck to talk through mindset. I wanted to put it into practice right away. And I wanted to just share with everyone here some of the tools that we have created within the ACE community and that we talk about every morning on our morning mindset calls that you can do every day. And I have not always been like a journaling person. Honestly, I'm too busy. Like before any of this happened, like I'm like, I get up and I'm just going, like we're just running fast, right? There's a lot going on. And so it's hard to be consistent in habits, but our habits are, we are what our habits are. And so now there's a really great opportunity to build these strong habits into our days. And so I've created these like 6 powerful questions to start your day. And I'll put a link in the chat so everyone can get their hands on one of these journaling prompts. And if you're not a journaling person, cool. You could have this printed out or look at the editable version, which what I'll send to you. And you can just look at them and say them out loud. And it's just a really intentional and deliberate way to, 1, show up for yourself, and 2, start your day. And the more in control you can get over these little things, the more you can do the hard things. I promise you that. So the 6 questions, and I will drop this in the chat after so you have this, but this is our little writing prompts. It's also available at the aceclass.com/toolkit. And if you're with me and you want to let's do this. Let's just do it live. Use the chat right now and contribute to the conversation in the comments. But these questions are really intentional. So the first question is, how do I want to feel today? So first question to ask yourself when you're setting up your day, you're doing journal, you're creating this morning routine habit for yourself. How do I want to feel today? And that might start with acknowledging how you do feel. And however you're feeling, when you do that like body scan or just, give yourself a moment to think about it, however you are feeling is valid and real. And if that is, I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling out of control, I'm feeling unsettled, I'm feeling excited, I'm feeling hungry, whatever that is, that's yours to feel. And by tuning into being present more often, you can tune into these feelings more often as well. And then shifting that is, okay, well, how do I want to feel? What is the intention that I'm creating for myself today? And this is inspired by the practice of Danielle Laporte, who is a mentor of mine. She's spoken at many of our conferences and events, but she has her whole world and book and author and work is about this one very powerful question. How do you want to feel? And I see a couple people dropping in the chat here right now. I want to feel at peace. I want to feel energized. I want to feel happy. There's power when you say that out loud. There's power when you write that down. I want to feel balanced and energized. Hi, Lana. I want to feel aligned. I want to feel ready to go. Right? And so there's so much power in saying that out loud, and accountability to yourself when you say that out loud, and even more power when you put that down on paper. So now you've set your intention. How do I want to feel today? You can set the entire rest of your day coming back to that. The second question is, how do I want to show up for others today? How do I want to show up for others today? And we are all leaders. We're either consistently leading ourselves, leading our families, which just so happen to be at home a lot more, and we're connected a lot more to them. Maybe we're leading our teams through really troubled times. Maybe we're leading friends that are having a harder time than us, or our parents, or any loved ones, anything like that. How do you want to show up for others today is also a powerful statement to just get in check with the energy that you're bringing into your work, into your communication, how you're responding to emails, how you're responding to vendors, clients, anything like that, any stakeholders. How do you want to show up for others today? And sometimes it might be yourself. How do you want to show up for others today? You know what? A couple of weeks ago, my mom said to me, you know what, I can't show up for anyone but myself today, and that's okay too. But doing this daily check-in also acknowledges how much strength are you bringing into your day, and do you really need to conserve and hold on to it, or can you show up for others with strength and with intention? So yeah, how do I want to show up for others today? Nadia, strong. Daphne, thoughtful. I love that. So much power in saying that. And keep sharing in the comments if that feels good for you. But we're all leading in some capacity. Even if we're just posting on social media, we are leading, and we can lead by example, and bring people through this with us with strength and with bravery. And Lana, a compassionate and focused leader. Love that. We are going to get out of this. We are going to get through this. And what people are going to remember on the other side is how you showed up for them, how you made them feel during this time. And so if you don't have all the answers, it's also important that we check into that too. So great. So how do I want to show up for others today? The next thing is, what are 5 possibilities for my day today? What are 5 possibilities for my day today? Now, before you start writing your to-do list of like, I'm going to crush my email inbox, and I'm going to like scale a new revenue stream for my business and like go global. I know you're all ambitious entrepreneurs, and we normally think about that, but I want you to think about little things. Okay, so when we talk about 5 possibilities for your day today, this is the little stuff you can control. No attachment to an outcome, no to-do list to conquer. This is 5 possibilities that you can create that just are easy wins, okay? My mom and I are doing a water drinking competition. It takes 0 effort to drink water. And I feel like a total badass when I crush my water, okay? So nothing is required of me except for filling this up and drinking it. And that is a win. So that is a win. 5 possibilities for your day. Maybe it's moving your body. Maybe it's getting up and getting outside and taking a 15-minute walk, a 30-minute walk. It's like dropping your shoulders. It's giving yourself a few minutes to just like have a meditation. How about just a couple minutes to do nothing? A possibility for your day could actually just be that you just tune in and listen to whatever it is that your body is asking you today. And that might be to just, eat the food that you want to eat without feeling guilty about it, or not having a workout because you just don't have energy. But giving yourself the grace in creating those possibilities. And if 5 feels like too much, and some days it might, just one thing. And the more that we commit to ourselves on these little things, the more we start to build trust with ourselves and a relationship with ourselves that we know we can set a possibility for ourselves, we can achieve it. And that helps us strengthen doing the hard things, doing the bigger things, right? These help you level up everything else that you want to do in your life. These little mindset trips or tips and tricks, whatever that was trying to say, they help level up everything else in your life and help you in the long run. We're going to come out of this as like mindset ninjas, talk about karate, if we're practicing these things every day. And this is going to show up in how we run our business forever, not just the pivot now, not just what we need to do to survive now, but how we can get through this and change through this, how we can show up on the other side of this stronger, right? And by committing to these little things, we can help really level up our goals and what we achieve in the future as well. So intentional for that. So 5 possibilities. I'm going to have a dance party in my apartment today. Amazing. I'm going to 0 inbox. Good luck with that. Movement, time for self, water intake, staying positive, keeping focused. I love it. It's so great. I'm finding more time to read a physical book, which is just wild for me that we just have these books, like time to read them, which is so nice. Put on lipstick, meditate. Yeah, that's a mood booster, right? Putting on music and moving your body is like such a good thing to change the state as well. And sometimes that music needs to be some Beyonce, and sometimes it might need to be like meditative ocean sounds, and sometimes it's some evening jazz, whatever it is. But that's a vibe changer that can shift you. Yeah, some Lizzo, absolutely, good as hell. That can shift you from one energy to another. So you're there for yourself to be the keeper of your own vibe and those things as well. Okay, the next, the fourth question is I am grateful for. And gratitude is an incredible part of a mindset practice, an intentional mindset practice. The more we can acknowledge our gratitude and the things we do have and the things that are happening that are good, this is like armor, right? It's armor. And the more we practice our gratitude, the more we look for reasons to be grateful. So when you think about saying that you're grateful for something, I want to share, like, try to look in the last 24 hours for something that you're grateful for. Not your health, not your family, not your house, but hey, if you could switch that and be more detailed. So if it was your house, as an example, I'm grateful for being able to spend quiet nights at home in my house, and that I got the opportunity to nest in my home last night, like, or I reorganized something in my house and it feels great, like within the last day. If it's your family, maybe it's, I'm grateful I got to spend quality time with my family at dinner last night, or that we did a virtual hang. So just things that are actually happening in real time. And this really helps train your mind to be looking for things to be grateful for. Doing this morning mindset routine over the last 23 days with our community, I am actually shocked. I knew all this stuff before, but I'm fully in integrity with it because I'm doing it on a live stream every day. So I have to. I notice a difference. Like, there is a huge shift in how I am experiencing my days. I'm like looking at flowers differently and smelling things differently and appreciating conversations differently and texting using different language and more care. And as a global humanity right now, we are experiencing so much more compassion for one another because we are all in this together, right? And so this is an incredible time for gratitude and just really tuning into that. So tell me something that you are grateful for. Put it in the comments. What happened in the last 24 hours? Did you have really great coffee this morning? Did you have a good conversation? Did you get a good news email that wasn't about something being canceled? Share. Grateful for purple flowers I smelled yesterday. They smelled so good. I thought they were fake at first until I smelled them. I love that. Slept in an extra 30 minutes. Absolutely. That's amazing, Lana. So there's lots of little things that we can be grateful for. Writing it down, saying it out loud, telling someone. I don't know if you've ever noticed, like, there's such an energy shift if you just tell someone you're grateful for them. Everyone likes to hear that. So send out a couple of gratitude bombs today too, as well. 2 more questions. One is, what would make today great? And my personal life motto is, if it's not a fuck yes, it's a no. And I say, like, what would make this a fuck yes day? That's the PG version or the non-PG version, I guess. But what would make today great? Setting the intention of, hey, what would be awesome today? Like, if my head hits the pillow tonight, or, if that feels too much, you could say, what would make this week great? That is going to make you feel good. The core desired feeling is always feel good, right? So what's going to make you feel good? And Daphne, this might be your inbox zero, or it might be reorganizing a closet in your house, or this might be an outcome. It might be rest. It also might be rest, and that's okay too. So just acknowledging what would make today great. It helps you prioritize throughout the day. Grateful for waking up early this morning to dig into Glennon Doyle book. Love it. And then the last one of these questions is a daily affirmation. So an I am statement is an affirmation statement, a power statement that can guide you, can give you strength, and help you, like, step into your power. Like, I'm wearing a cheetah shirt. Gosh, we are all cheetahs. And what is your affirmation statement, right? So I am capable. I am strong. I am learning to make better decisions. I am learning to communicate. These are power statements, but also statements of grace and compassion for yourself as well. So I allow myself to receive. I have everything I need. I have all the energy that I need. I am abundant. These are all really great affirmations. One of my favorite books that I read this year was by um, Gay Hendricks, and it is The Big Leap. And he talks about finding your zone of genius. And he's got a really beautiful example of an affirmation statement in that book that I've taken and stolen and adapted, and it's now on a Post-it on my computer. And it says, I expand in abundance, creativity, success, and love every day as I inspire those around me to do the same. This is my guiding principle, and I would love for you to find yours and to find your power statement that is going to really allow you to take that power back anytime you look at it. And having visual cues and visual reminders, whether it's on a Post-it, or you can see, like, I actually collaged my whole wall full of positive affirmations and things like that. This is because of COVID, because we're doing morning mindset in here, and I needed the visual cues and the reminders. And it's the screensaver on my computer. It's the wallpaper on my phone. It's the Post-its everywhere. These visual cues, whatever you got to do, write it down, put it on your computer, and come back to it all the time. But doing all of these things is going to allow you to, one, show up for yourself first before you show up for anyone else in the day. It's part of your morning habit. And two, allow you to really take some control back into a time where we have no control. So Nadine shared a really beautiful too. I'm open to receiving all of the gifts the universe is offering. I love life. It's a very beautiful affirmation. I love that. I would really encourage all of you to find an affirmation that just feels really good for you today. And yeah, those are my journaling tips. I'm going to share those with you. Morning Mindset happens Monday through Friday, every single morning, 8:30 a.m. on the Ace Classes Instagram live feed. And sometimes we have special guests. Sometimes it's me. Sometimes I go through these questions. I do a meditation every morning. I've got this awesome book, Journey to the Heart. They're daily meditations. They're just very quick, and we dig into different themes every day, whether it be about like today, if you go catch our live today, we were talking about redefining the terms of productivity, of success, of self-care, what those things mean to us, and creating our own definitions for those to guide ourselves day by day, because we are all taking this one day at a time. And some days we're going to feel really strong. Some days we're going to feel really empty, really confused, and that's okay. But what we can control is coming back to these habits and working on our mindset. So your day is as good as your mindset. Come join us weekday mornings, 8:30. And we're really rising to the occasion of how else we can show up for the community right now. We've got lots of different virtual events. We're supposed to be having our live Rise conference this upcoming weekend. And considering we can no longer be within 6 feet of each other, we've had to think differently about that conference as well. And so we're doing a digital summit on Thursday, May the 7th. It's going to be 4 hours long. We have some incredible speakers, local Calgary speakers like Jessica Jansen, Chandra Crawford, Molly Bloom from Molly's Game. We have some exciting announcements coming out of Toronto, a couple really incredible musicians. It's going to be a really cool virtual experience, and Ace Class is all about the vibes, and we're not going to do a typical webinar. It's going to be really, really powerful. So I'd love to just invite everyone to come out and check our community out and see what we can do. So the link for the website, I'll just drop it in here.
Thanks, Mandy. I'll put it on the blog and share it with the replay too, so that everybody knows.
Yeah, and I'm gonna just add this link in here for everyone, because what we've done is we actually have created a little business self-care package. And it's got the journaling tips in it, but it's also got a few little tips and tricks on like how to communicate right now, some social media communication tips, how to pivot, like things like that. So if you jump into this link, you just enter your email address and you can download the package, and it's got some book resources and recommendations in there as well. I'd love to open any questions if anyone else wants to dig into anything else. Mandy, do you your morning worksheet on weekends as well, or just work days? We just do it Monday through Friday, Lana, but they're live on our feed for 24 hours. So if 8:30 doesn't work for you, you can tune in for 24 hours. So Friday mornings would still be active for you. And you can check in at lunch. You could do this. This could be your lunch mindset throughout the week as well. And we do post a couple of them on our actual feed as well. So you can tune in. But Saturday, I don't do anything. I try to go for a walk on Saturdays, read a book, and lay on the floor mostly. So
I like how you say you try to go. I think we're walking like Monday to Friday too, and then on the weekends we're like,
whatever happens, it's just, some weekends I'm actually like ideas and like creativity and, oh my gosh, let's create things and work. But then I also know like I really do need to slow down and rest, and we all need to slow down and rest. And so wherever those pockets of time can show up, I mean, I think the sense of, I think things are really kind of normalizing in the sense where we are settling into a bit of a new normal right now. Like, it's been go, work hard, fast. A lot of us are now covering the roles of team members we no longer have anymore, right? And trying to save our businesses and save jobs and think about the future while surviving now. Like, there's just a lot. There's a lot of a lot.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Possible.
Yeah, that we weren't
doing. A lot.
What can you clarify your I am statement, or not clarify, but where can we find more? How do we get inspired to find the I am statement?
The I am statement, go to Pinterest. Pinterest, just type in affirmations. And you're going to see like endless amounts of quotes pop up. I've printed everything on my wall behind me. I printed from Pinterest. And it's just a great place like to find a visual cue, to find an example of one of those power quotes that's a great place to start. And Pinterest. And then just write it down and see where it ends up on a Post-it or somewhere visual on your fridge, whatever.
Yeah.
I am worthy. I'm worthy of love. I am abundant. Call it in.
Awesome. And for those of you who are here and our listeners later, we have 2 more webinars lined up already. So next week, I'm actually teaching on empathetic brand awareness. So kind of to what Mandy was saying about it's how you make people feel and how to market yourself in a way that's not salesy, but more about telling your story, right? Because right now is the way to you want to be helpful for people, and you want to talk about what's happening in your world so that people can see that. And then the week after that, we have Megan Flatt, who's teaching productivity. She built her own planner, and she teaches entrepreneurial women in San Francisco how to plan their quarters, months, days, weeks, the whole thing. So she's really great at getting people productive and doing what they need to do in a way that works for them. So that's going to be really fun.
I love that. That sounds great.
Well,
we need all the tools for our toolkit right now. All of it.
We need like 1,000 minds all together and then super organized so that we know what to do when.
Yeah. I just want to like leave with one thing before I go, and that's that like we are all really capable of hard things, and Kayla just put that in the comments as well as her affirmation. But we are all capable of hard things, and we need to rest. So define what that looks like for you and give yourself some grace. So really appreciate you putting this together and for inviting me on, Daphne, and thanks to all of you for showing up in community. And feel free to reach out. I'd love to hear more and see you in our community too.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Mandy.
Thanks
Everybody.
Bye.